Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're now tuned in to the Rise and Rock Morning Show, the only morning show that gets you trained, ready, and adapted on your way to go. You know, where we talk about how isolation brings elevation, how taking your power back can give you a power up. You be talking about how, you know, what would I do without my Mike Tyson griddle? Let me stop. See, I go. Tastes so good, bite your back. Nah, but for real though, this is that show when we help you have accountability to start your day with your morning rituals, your morning get up and go, your morning, your daily dose of morning inspiration. I am your host, DJ Steady Ready. You did, and today, today, today's theme is you don't need permission to level up. You don't need nobody's permission to level up, man. I just want you to let that kind of sink in your mind for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Um, Again, want to send us my 12-hour shift workers and my graveyard shift workers. I know it ain't easy, but you made it to the middle of the week. You made it to get over that hill. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna take a moment to say, rest in peace to those that couldn't make it over that hill. That's how we do that thing here. All right, y'all ready to get into it for today? All right, so we're gonna open the show. We're gonna open our energy pour. Let me pour into y'all this morning with a little bit of who are you still waiting on to say it's okay? Who you still waiting on to be like, that's okay? You know, we all struggle. I can't say we all. Some of y'all might be a little bit too cocky. Some of y'all might feel like y'all got it all together. We ain't here for that today. We ain't here for you. We here for those with wanting to say it but can't say it. So you have to hide it behind that mask. They gotta put that mask up. You know that commercial with the lady that walk around with the little fan face, and she put it up anytime she don't want to be bothered, but she gotta you gotta put on a good face to keep going. You know, because you just still waiting for somebody to come in and say, baby, it's okay. I don't know about y'all, but for me, sometimes, God rest her soul, mama been gone on to glory for going on this year, with 13 years. And sometimes I still be waiting on her to walk through that door and say, baby, it's okay. That's what I'm still waiting on. That's my who I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on Priscilla Sapp to say, baby, it's okay. And I know it's okay. But that's okay. I feel it in the spirit. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my essence. But sometimes you just need to hear that voice to just and say, baby, it's okay. So if I can encourage you off of that, I would say stop waiting on somebody to say it's okay. Sometimes you gotta look in that mirror and be the person to say that it's okay. You gotta nourish the soul. You gotta get deep in the cracks and crevices of that soul and say it's okay. And when you're doing that, you can kind of feel this shell of a person kind of easing up off you. You done got the hanks up off. You done got this spirit that just seems to be just so just man. We all struggle with that decision, not just to say it's okay, but we struggling with the decision of do do I want to keep going when it's not okay? Some of us make that choice out of here because they really got tired of waiting on somebody to say that it's okay. Am I talking to my peoples? Are you connecting with me? Are you tapped in? Are you locked in? Can you wash your face? Can you get your life together? You know what I'm saying? Good morning to my peoples out there. I see you. I want to acknowledge that I see you and I love you. Thank y'all for tuning in. You know, so I'm gonna just say this because I don't want to do it too much in it. But shake it off, get it together. You deserve better. And kind of segueing into why permission is a trap that keeps people small. See what I'm saying? That's why I was just saying, people, you can't wait You can't be sitting around. You waiting on somebody to tell you it's okay to not be okay. You waiting on somebody to say it's okay if you miss work today. You waiting on somebody to say it's okay if you don't want to get out of bed today. And that permit it's a trap that keeps people small because now you don't want to grow. Now you want to be stagnant. You want to sit right there on your soapbox, and that's where you want to remain. And see, that's where you allow that spirit of depression to attack. That's where you allow, these energies to come in and kind of shift your way that you don't want to start your day. Well, I'm here to go ahead and tell you it got no power over you today. We got to get that up out of there. You got to get that up out of there. You got to open that door. You got to say, hey, ain't nobody better be up in here but me and the good Lord. By the time I count to three, all right, it's going to be you and me. My grandma used to have this saying, what she used to say, when you see me in a bear fight, help the bear, because I got me, is what the saying used to be. And out of all days, see, I'm going to connect with people. Out of all days, they want to do some landscaping work. It got to be days. Just freaking pissing me off. But that's okay. I'm going to still keep my message out. See how they want to distract you, want to throw you off your pick. So until we can negate from a little bit of that distraction, I'm going to take a quick commercial break for your satisfaction.
It's almost that time again. You know, us against our dear old Uncle Sam. Don't take the IRS abuse this year. It's our money and we need it now. Why not start your own tax empire by using the help of your tax business genie? We are not only able to give you the knowledge to become a successful tax professional, but also the tools you need to run and manage a very profitable tax business. It's time to stop these generational curses and start generating generational wealth. Let us help you to help others. Your wish is our command.
All right, people. If you're just tuning in and you don't know what this is the Rise and Rock Morning Show, where isolation brings elevation, the show that gets you on your day as I bless you with a little bit of steady motivation. Yeah, I be working it out, y'all. And I want to thank y'all. My peoples, my fans, my listeners, my viewers, my core team, my peoples that hold me accountable. Cause I don't have to look for their permission. They already know. You got it. They'll tell you quick. Well, I ain't the one to tell you because I'm with some things myself. But I tell you this: if you're wrong, you already know you're wrong, and I ain't gotta address that you're wrong. So, and I think when you're dealing with just the close out on why permission is a trap that keeps people small, I think it's so much of a thing of you don't expect it to be certain people to kind of box you in to support. Like when I call my friend and I say, friend, I think I want to do such and such and such and such, and they say, well, I don't look for the well. And once I know I don't need you to support while I'm in this box. I need you to say, get the hell about that box. We ain't got no room for that. We ain't gonna keep you in there. So let's get into our main discussion while we still got time on the clock. While you still, getting yourself together, and while you got a minute to be blessed by these words. And we're gonna talk about outgrowing people, places, and versions of yourself. You know. I can kind of, let me tap in a little bit on that, like outgrowing people, places, and versions of yourself. Because for me, that's what I felt like I've been doing with myself. And it's no disrespect to people, but I don't like to be in a stagnant place. I don't like for what I used to call, well, you still want to get up and every day you want to get up and you want to sit around the oak tree and you just want to shoot the breeze. If my people, yeah, I swear I'm older than I am. But you want to shoot the breeze around the oak tree. You want to sit there and drink 40s all day under the oak tree. And you ain't got no get up and go by yourself. You don't want to get out the neighborhood. You still want to still be on the same block, still. And that I have a problem with that. So I had to learn how to outgrow. And it came, it goes back to, my hanging around with like, my cousin, my family, my peoples. And I remember one day we was outside hanging out with kicking it. And I remember my cousin just standing on this tree, kind of in a King of the Hill type moment, because I am from Hillside. Okay. But it was just one of the moments I could recall him just kind of sitting there and he kind of just say, you know what, y'all, I don't want us to still be sitting here in the next 15, 20 years. And this is all we got to do with our lives. We ain't going nowhere. We graduate high school just to say we was out of school and that's all we want to do is get up every day and we boys in the hood. He said, nah, man, you got to think bigger than that. He was, because some people don't know that there's more to life than a street name. Some people don't know there's more to life than, oh, I'm chilling at my mom and my grandma's house. People don't know it. So you gotta learn. And when to each his own, some people try to that saying that we should not say no longer about the crabs and the bear mentality. Crabs and the bear mentality, yeah. Because initially crabs were never meant to be in a bear. But sometimes you gotta realize people that are comfortable where they at and don't want to go no further do everything in their power to keep you there. They keep you stagnant, keep you from leveling up. Because they don't want to level up. They elevator was supposed to take them up and then the lights went out and everything panicked and they panicked. And it hit ground floor. And you don't know how to pivot. Some people, if you can pivot, you can get your way up out of there. You realize, okay, my elevator out of order. So I need to start taking these stairs because I still want to level up. And for me, it's like I said, going back to my story, was just hearing my cousin say these words. I start looking beyond the horizon. I start saying, dang, there's a whole world, like a whole world. And I go to history class at the time every day, but I just wasn't feeling the appeal. So, I set up and over the years, I mean, I was kind of there. I was in the stack. I had got to a place. I had got to where I was comfortable and in that place. And the version of me that I was accepting it. I was accepting, oh man, you're a handicapped person. You can't go nowhere. You gonna ever need to be healed. You gonna ever need help. Don't go because ain't nobody want to deal with a person with disability. So you might as well stay here. This place has been cool with you your whole entire life. And then one day it hit me. It's plenty of disabled people everywhere, not just here. There's people across America, across the globe, and you think they sitting around? You get on TV and they doing all this running and they living their lives and they doing their things and Steady trying to say Steady wasn't ready. Steady was afraid, but Steady had to learn how to step out on faith, and get up out of that situation and keep going. And now I'm moving in to why leveling up makes others uncomfortable. See, I kind of was making some uncomfortabilities with leveling up because I wanted to go out. I wanted to go against the grain. I had something to prove for myself that I wasn't gonna be the boy in the bubble. I wasn't gonna just be wrapped up in the oak tree settings of every day, just metaphorically saying, you weren't gonna catch me sitting on the stump every day, just worried about how can I get the next 40 ounce and being stagnant. Nah, I can't do it. No, I can't do it. I had to level up, and it took some sacrifices. It took a lot, and love. Like it's just this was like a moment I was doing for me. I had to find myself because I was losing myself because I was allowing certain things in my leveling up making me uncomfortable because I was waiting on certain I had certain permissions at the time. Feel like it was trapping me to keep me small. Not disrespectful, but it was just certain things weigh on your mind. Like the Ghetto Boys, they got that song, My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me. So in the midst of all that, it just had me boxed in, people. So, you know, yeah. And if my leveling up makes you uncomfortable, you got to deal with that. Not me, because I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep shining. I'm going to keep being that star that I know I am. Hey, Mr. Big Stuff, who do you think you are? That's me. Mr. Who They Want, if you don't know. Now you know. So, fear versus faith when stepping into your next season. Ooh, man, let me tell you. Fear versus faith when stepping into your next season. I just want to, because over here, it's faith over fear over here. Sometimes fear do hit me. I do can say I have that moments where like we human. I'm gonna be real. So sometimes fear can do it. That's why it's fear versus faith, not faith over fear. See, so we're trying to attack it from a certain angle to get to my peoples, and it kind of hits you, and that fear that fear can do something to your spirit, man. It can do something to your core. It can really shake you up if you allow it. And I ain't trying to give it no room to do nothing here. So in that moment, you're gonna be tested as you transition. You gonna have to battle with everything. Cause sometimes the attack is never from an enemy. The attack is from those closest to you. And you gotta learn how to maneuver with that so that it doesn't, offset you before you can take off. Shout out to the little play I was doing on there. And you just gotta be able, man, to just kind of not let it power overtake you on your journey to leveling up because it's a monster. You know, me, my fears was like always being like my self doubt kind of counts as my fear because in the beginning I could say it exactly the way it needed to be stated, how it needed to be structured, and then in that same sentiment, I'll switch it up and flip flop. Like I can flip flop. And that's when my fear would kind of go against my faith, and I had to say, stand back. I had to put my foot down. You know what I'm saying? And let you know you ain't got no control on me. You ain't got no power. You can't run this. I'm doing this whether you want me to do it or not. I'm doing this for me. Again, when you take away everything that's supposed to subject, you gotta find a way to just keep moving through it, man. Because it's hard. I know y'all dealing. I know y'all because we all suffer in silence. We suffer in silence. We don't speak on what needs to be said, and that's not okay, man. That's tragic, people. So I just want us to kind of be better in that same sentiment because leveling up can make you uncomfortable, make others uncomfortable, which is why you got to outgrow people, the places, and a version of you got to shed all that off and keep leveling up, people, you know, which is, again, choosing yourself even when it costs you familiarity. Choosing yourself even when it costs you familiarity. See what I'm saying, people? You got to choose you at the cost of certain things. It's gonna rattle some people to core because they're like, "What you mean choosing myself when it costs you for me, man? You crazy? You talking crazy? Ain't anybody trying to hear all that stuff this morning. Move on to something else, Steady. We ain't trying to talk about leveling up. I'm gonna cut you on off, and that's fine. You stay stagnant. You stay exactly right there because apparently you missed the message because you wanted the miss over the message. But I'm gonna get my point across anyway. You hear me? So that's what I'm saying. Choosing myself. I had to choose myself over everything I was familiar with. I had to choose myself over my community. I had to choose myself over, friendships. at the time. I had to choose myself over dealing with, even when it comes to family. It's like, again, it's not shade. It's not me saying, oh, I'm big my please. By all means, don't take it in that fashion because it's coming with love. But it's talking about choosing yourself over familiarity for themselves. They had to choose, they had to deal with some situations that caused them to say it was either him or me, and I chose me. We often deal with relationships, and when you get tired of them broken relationships, when the heartache and pain and this and that and forth, when you want to level up, you choose you. We love to quote old Sheila from that Tyler Perry film, Why Did I Get Married? And she used to say, I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first to get out of that toxic relationship she was in because it was breaking her down. It was too much on her. So she chose herself, even though it cost her her familiarity. And she leveled up, got her a new man, and moved forward. So just be cautious that people. Just be cautious as we keep going and keep grinding. Choose yourself, man. Because they going even when you asking way ups, they choosing them, even as they giving you the permission not to choose you. See, you got to be mindful of that. They choosing them regardless of how you feel about situations and things that may make you uncomfortable. So why are you letting that dim your light? Why are you like one of my partners who was talking after a show, and he was talking about, man, sometimes you can have this bag, right? Like, how if you're in the hospital and you get the saline bag, and then you poke a bunch of holes in this bag, and then the bag starts spewing out all that was in its confinement, and you realize it went down and down and down because it it didn't took enough. It didn't pressure bust pipes. It didn't took enough, and now it's falling down, people, and because it was too much, and nobody in that moment. You gotta learn to plug them holes. You gotta think quick. You gotta be able to plug your holes back up because now you done poured. It didn't pour. It was trying to pour into you, but now it's everywhere because it ain't got nowhere else to go. Hope I didn't lose y'all there. I think I lost myself a little bit. But anyway, I digress, people. You know what? We're gonna take a quick second. I wanted to reach out to my peoples. If you're paying attention, if you're rocking with me, if you're getting it together, I'm trying to keep you steady rolling, steady motivated. So let's drop one word that describes your next level. One word that describes your next level. If I had to choose one word that describes my next level, hmm, one word, me, my next level. That's my one word, me. I'm choosing me to be my next level. I ain't letting nothing in my way. And, you know, so in my moments I knew, or you knew, it was time to be, it was time, it was time, but hesitated. Moments I know it was time, but I was hesitant. I'm gonna say for me, it gotta be dealing with what I do here in this podcast realm and building Rocksteady Media Network. And then it was moments it was time for some, but I was hesitating. The decision, I go with the decision to do a morning show. And I knew it was time for it. I had already wrote my notes. I had already had an outline for it. I had things up and running for it. But I was hesitant behind it only because I would stop my leveling up because I felt like I was doing too much. Man, I know y'all see it. Y'all get back to back shows. Y'all y'all get it, and y'all like, man, some of y'all. I'm tired of seeing that break fell on this network. I'm tired of seeing all that. Well, guess what? Quoting the movie, if you know, you know. That's too darn bad. Cause I'm gonna keep digging. Not for real though. Those were the moments I was hesitant. This morning, I knew it was time. My alarm went off at 7:30, people, and I knew I was doing my show for 8. Cause I was slacking off a little bit. But I done moved some energy around, back in my element, back in my zone. And so times I was holding back from others, I was holding back for others. I had some times where I was holding back. Yeah, there's always times I'm holding back for others. And then I stopped that about 3 months ago. I stopped it because that was too time consuming. It was taking up my energy, my space, my happiness. And now I'm in a better place to keep running this race. So, I'm not trying to speed through, but what changed when you finally moved away? What changed when I finally moved away from all these things to level up? What changed was my self doubt. What changed for me was that insecure feeling of I would never be able to be outside of this box I was in. What changed for me was everything. Like everything changed for me. Everything changed. And I think the way people saw me, they saw the growth, they saw the elevation, they saw that I wanted more for myself. And it was super supportive. And I freaking love it. You know what I'm saying? So before we get up out of here in a few minutes, let's talk about what are you giving yourself permission to do today? What are you giving yourself permission to do today? What I'm giving myself permission to do today is permission to give myself some grace, the permission to give myself a pat on the back, a permission to have an exhale moment. Just need a moment to exhale because life be lifing, and I don't want to be swallowed up in no swallowing. Okay, I'm doing too much. I know it. I made you laugh. I hope I did. I did my job. Anything. I hope y'all been enjoying my rising rock segments. I hope y'all been enjoying my madness, my craziness, me being who I am, because I can't be nobody but me. Can't be nobody else. Okay. Right on. So again, people, just be you. Give yourself permission to not, I would say not be okay, because we all struggle with give yourself a little permission to not be okay, but in that same sentiment, give yourself permission to say, I'm gonna fix that. I know what I gotta do now. I know. Thank you, Steady, for motivating me to get my it together today. Because that's all I want to do was encourage some people, encourage the good people. You know what I'm saying? So let's have our morning affirmation moment. You know what I'm saying? A little bit today. We talk about leveling up, share some stories, share some insight, you know. And so here we go, people. Here's the morning affirmation. I don't need permission to grow. I don't need approval to shine. I'm stepping into my next level, confident and unapologetic. Woo! That's a motivation today. It says, again, in case you missed it, in case the kids were whining, in case, the dog barking. Let me say it one more time. I don't need permission to grow. I don't need approval to shine. I am stepping into my next level, confident and unapologetic. That is the morning affirmation. So I hope I was able to pull you up, allow you to shake the dirt off, get that dirt off your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Hope I was able. I know I'll be trying to throw in a little music segment for the masses and for the peoples, but they won't let me be great with the music streaming. So and we're gonna figure out some alternates that can still work that will help incorporate that for the masses. That's what I'm gonna try to do for the people. So, what is upcoming next, ladies and gentlemen? The next time you shall see Rocksteady Media Network shall be on live with DJ Steady and Mel Trini shall be the next content coming down your pipeline. And I'm gonna leave y'all with my saying. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. And today is today. we're gonna play what we need to play. And Have a good rest of your day.
Let us introduce ourselves. We are Rocksteady Media Network, the only network where we chisel at the competition, one premium production at a time. Don't let your business stay stuck between that rock and a hard place. Let us come in like a wrecking ball and put those worries to bed and rock your media with steady growth. Rocksteady Media Network, we are a nice folder.